Welcome to AI News in 10, your top AI and tech news podcast in about 10 minutes. AI tech is amazing and is changing the world fast. For example, this entire podcast is curated and generated by AI using my and my kids' cloned voices. It's Friday, February 6, 2026, and today's rundown is all about the workhorses behind AI in the enterprise, a fresh model drop built around collaborative agents, a social giant leaning into AI search, a sprawling data breach with real-world impact, and new cloud numbers that put a price tag on AI's boom. We'll start with OpenAI's big enterprise play, then hit Anthropic's update, look at Reddit's AI search ambitions, break down the latest on Conduent's breach, and close with the AI-fueled quarter from AWS. Stick around, lots of specifics, and yes, we'll cite our sources as we go, but first let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Need elite developers fast? Elite Coders connects you with rigorously vetted senior engineers in 24 to 48 hours. Staff augmentation, dedicated teams, or full project delivery, we've got you covered. Visit elitecoders.co to get started today.
Now let's dive into today's stories. Story 1. OpenAI is going full AI coworker with Frontier, a new platform for building, deploying, and managing agents across a company, not just one-off bots in a single app. Think of it like an HR system for agents, onboarding, shared context, permissions, memory, evaluations, and it's designed to work with agents from OpenAI and from others. Early adopters include Intuit, State Farm, Thermo Fisher, Uber, and more. OpenAI's aim is to move from scattered pilots to AI that can take on end-to-end work inside real workflows. Pricing wasn't disclosed, but the strategy is clear. Become the control plane for enterprise agents. That's a shot across the bows of rivals' agent stacks, and a sign the market is consolidating around management, not just models. According to reporting in the Wall Street Journal and The Verge, and OpenAI's own launch post, Frontier emphasizes open standards, so partners like ServiceNow and Salesforce can plug in without brittle one-offs. Why this matters? Many enterprises already feel the model horsepower is good enough. What's missing is safe, governed execution at scale. The pitch is that Frontier gives agents the human-like workplace scaffolding they need: identity, policy, and data access, so they stop breaking in production and start adding measurable throughput. If OpenAI becomes the de facto agent OS, expect bundled playbooks, benchmarks, and compliance artifacts next. Story 2. Anthropic just answered with Opus 4.6 and a new agent teams concept. The update focuses on orchestrating multiple agents on a task, moving collaboration from research into products. Anthropic's framing is simple. Different agents specialize, coordinate, and hand off work the way cross-functional teams do. It's another sign that AI in 2026 is shifting from single chatbots to systems that plan, call tools, and execute with guardrails and auditability. In other words, the race is less about having the single biggest model, and more about helping customers get reliable business outcomes with a fleet of models and agents. That's per TechCrunch. A quick takeaway. Today's OpenAI Frontier News plus Anthropic's agent teams shows where the market is going. Governance, observability, and collaboration wrapped around models, not just raw large language model benchmarks. It's a play for chief information officers who need repeatability more than novelty. The Verge echoes this theme. Story 3. Reddit says AI search is its next big opportunity. On the company's call, CEO Steve Huffman highlighted how Reddit is merging traditional search with Reddit Answers, its generative layer. Weekly active users of search grew roughly 30% year over year, from 60 million to 80 million. And Reddit Answers jumped from about 1 million weekly actives in Q1 2025 to 15 million by Q4. The company's other revenue line, which includes data licensing for AI training, hit $36 million in Q4 and $140 million for 2025. But Reddit believes AI search itself could become a revenue driver as it modernizes the experience with richer media and dynamic agent-style results. In plain English, Reddit wants to be a destination where you don't just find links to threads. You get synthesized, multi-perspective answers sourced from communities and eventually monetized. According to TechCrunch, 2 things to watch. 1, whether AI answers deepen engagement without cannibalizing ad inventory from traditional feeds. And 2, how creators feel about their content being summarized by AI. Reddit's data licensing pivot helped earnings, but the long-term relationship with moderators and power users is the lifeblood here, also reported by TechCrunch. Before we continue, here's a quick message from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Family GPT, the AI chat platform actually designed for kids. If your children are curious about ChatGPT, but you're worried about what they might see, Family GPT gives you full parental controls, content filtering, and the ability to align responses with your family's values, whether Christian, Muslim, Jewish, secular, and many more. Monitor every conversation, set usage limits, and let your kids explore AI safely. No ads, no data selling, complete privacy. Sign up free at familygpt.chat. That's FAMILYGPT.chat.
All right, let's get back to it. Story 4. A breach with wide-ranging consequences just got bigger. The 2025 ransomware attack on Conduent, a major government technology contractor, appears to affect far more people than initially disclosed. Texas alone now counts at least 15.4 million affected, Oregon lists another 10.5 million, and notifications continue across multiple states. Stolen data includes names, social security numbers, health data, and insurance information, the kind of attributes criminals can use for medical identity fraud or long-tail scams. The Safeway ransomware gang claimed responsibility, and the company says it's still notifying impacted individuals into early 2026. If you think you might be caught up in this, freeze your credit, watch explanations of benefits from insurers for phantom claims, and monitor password reuse, particularly if you ever interacted with state benefit systems that rely on Conduent's processing. That's per TechCrunch. One practical angle. Incidents like this are why agent management, the stuff we talked about earlier, must include data minimization and strong access policies. It's not just about AI, it's about the broader enterprise security posture that AI taps into. Story 5. The cloud cash register is still ringing, loudly. Amazon Web Services closed 2025 with its fastest growth rate in 13 quarters, $35.6 billion in Q4 revenue, up 24% year over year, putting AWS at a $142 billion annualized run rate. Management credited both classic migrations and the AI surge, including new agreements with Salesforce, BlackRock, Perplexity, and the US Air Force, and even called out capacity expansion, more than a gigawatt of data center power added in the quarter. Despite that, Amazon shares fell after hours on higher capital expenditures and an earnings per share miss. But the signal from AWS is straightforward. AI workloads are showing up where the rest of the data and apps live, and for many enterprises, that still means AWS. Reported by TechCrunch. Zooming out, put these threads together and you get a clear picture of Friday, February 6th, 2026. Enterprises aren't shopping for novelties, they're shopping for operational AI that scales. OpenAI's frontier is an attempt to be the control plane for that world. Anthropic is building agents that cooperate out of the box. Reddit is trying to monetize generative answers. Conduent reminds us security debt is very real. And AWS's numbers show where the spend is landing, on cloud footprints large enough to power all of the above. As the Wall Street Journal notes, this is the battle to own the agent layer. That's the wrap. New tools to tame agent chaos, a model tuned for teamwork, a social platform betting big on AI search, a sober reminder to lock down your data, and a cloud giant counting the receipts. We'll be back tomorrow with the next wave of AI and tech stories that matter. Thanks for listening, and a quick disclaimer, this podcast was generated and curated by AI using my and my kids' cloned voices. If you want to know how I do it or want to do something similar, reach out to me at iamad@ainewsin10.com. That's AI news in 10.com. See you all tomorrow.